Patriots fans, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. NFL Free Agency begins today, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We will have you covered on the latest surrounding New England, breaking news videos, the rumors. We are 100 subscribers away from 9,000 as well. If we hit there on Monday, I'll extend it because I said by the time Free Agency opens up at 12 p.m. Eastern, I'll do the entire day. I'll do a beer bong on our next video, so hit that sub button. Let's check in on Eliot Wolf, Jerod Mayo, and the New England Patriots because the rumors surrounding them heading into free agency is at an all-time high. Kicks off at 12 p.m., noon Eastern time if you were not aware, and the latest surrounding New England is all on the wide receiver market. First, I do want to lay out the New England Patriots currently have $82 million in cap space. It was at $100 just a week and a half ago, but with the Kyle Duggar transition tag, the signing of Chuck Okorafor, and the re-signing of Hunter Henry as well. And then after the Patriots traded Mac Jones to the Jaguars, because that saved them about $1.5 million, it is now basically $82 million in flat. Not the highest anymore heading into Monday afternoon, but it is still top 3 in the NFL. And the latest surrounding New England is that they want and are interested in a veteran wide receiver. This should come as no surprise to you, but it's nice to see that Eliot Wolf is looking at the wide receiver group as the biggest need because it is at least top 3 on this roster and going in full force. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN reported this just a couple days ago on the Patriots free agency plan. I expect the Patriots to swing big on receiver Calvin Ridley. The Jaguars are very interested in keeping Ridley but haven't been able to close the deal. The Patriots were in on Jerry Jeudy before the receiver was traded to Cleveland, but they wanted to wait until free agency before committing to a receiver, likely because they have their eyes on a few. I'll say this, that is music to my ears, and specifically the Calvin Ridley part. When he mentioned they have their eyes on a few, that one's a little skeptical of me because outside of Calvin Ridley, at least in the free agency market, there's really not too many stud guys out there that could come in and be a wide receiver one. Maybe you can argue Marquise Brown, but it's really Ridley and him that in the free agency market. Now, there are guys that could be traded like Mike Williams, Brandon Ayuk, but those are unlikely options. And if they do go the free agency route to try to fill that wide receiver one position, Calvin Ridley is an excellent option. Came back after not playing in a year and a half due to injury and suspension and put up 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns in his first and only season in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. He was their wide receiver one where T-Law hyper-targeted him quite a bit. Yes, he's 29 years old, but he showcases the ability to make people miss in open field as well as elite route running. He displayed that when he was an Atlanta Falcon as well. Calvin Ridley is at the top of my list of free agents I want New England to sign. And you be the GM for me down below. Should the Patriots sign Calvin Ridley in free agency? Get in the comment section, type Y for yes, type N for no. It's today's pinned comment, so let me know what y'all think. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. I'm saying absolutely. He needs to be a New England Patriot. When you have that much cap space and you're likely going to draft a quarterback with that 3rd overall pick, you need to make sure he has weapons to throw to because Mac Jones didn't, and look how that turned out. Ridley has been outstanding in his career. And yes, he is 29 years old, so maybe I'm not offering him like a 5-year deal, maybe not even 4 years. But you can't tell me a 3-year, $75 million deal would not pique your interest at least a little bit. You go back to 2020, I know that's 4 seasons ago, he put up 1,300 yards and 9 tutties when he was the wide receiver one option for Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Then, as we detailed a little bit earlier in the show, suspension due to gambling. He was out for 2022, and he also missed basically the entire 21 season with an injury as well. He stepped away due to personal reasons. But in his return to the gridiron, he was absolutely fantastic for Jacksonville in 2023. And as I mentioned as well a little bit earlier, when you look at the free agent wide receivers that New England could spend money on, Calvin Ridley is a tier above everyone else. Marquise Brown is probably that guy next up, but I would put him as a tier below Ridley. I don't trust Marquise Brown's ability to separate, and he has issues when it comes to drops. He is very fast and is dynamic when he has the ball in his hands, but the question is, can you get the ball in his hands as much as Calvin Ridley can, because Ridley creates more space. Darnell Mooney's interesting because he can really separate against man coverage. Actually, I believe led the NFL in 2023 in separation. The rest of these guys, though, they're not impact dudes that can really headline your wide receiver group. And that's why, are you going to pay Calvin Ridley more than you should because he is that clear-cut guy at this wide receiver market? Sure, you are going to overpay in the Ridley market, but it's worth it, man. He would really jumpstart this offense. And I keep going back. New England is no doubt going to be having a rookie quarterback on their roster this year. You need to make sure they have a wide receiver they can rely on and trust in the red zone on third down, where he can really look to that guy in money situations and throw it to him. Calvin Ridley has the makings of that guy and can absolutely get this Patriots offense jump-started in the right direction, because we know they have a long way to go. We also have a long way to go on today's show, but first I want to tell you all about our sponsor, which is Prize Picks. Head over to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks is my favorite daily fantasy sports app to play. Why, you ask? Well, it's because you can do a multitude of things. You can do picks that combine between opposing players if you go to the NBA scene, right? You can do a LeBron. Say LeBron and Giannis are playing each other. You can take their combination on more than points. You can also take combinations of players not even in the same sport. You can do like a Lionel Messi more than shots on goal in the MLS combined with a more than on LeBron James. You could do it all over at Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Conference tournament is here. March Madness is here. Get started today and play daily fantasy sports with Prize Picks. Download the app, code CLNS, first deposit match up to $100. I'll tell you this right now, my dream for the Patriots wide receiver depth chart entering 2024 is as follows. I'm going to drink the juice and be all in on Calvin Ridley. I think New England should throw him the bag. 3 years, just around $75 million is fair in my eyes. Get 24 mil for Calvin Ridley. Kendrick Bourne is wide receiver 2. I think that's fair. It's also would be a cheap option. I don't think you would have to pay him more than $12 million a year, since he hasn't been the biggest statistical guy over the past 3 and is coming off an ACL injury. I'll take Demario Douglas at that wide receiver 3 slot position. He was great for New England once Kendrick Bourne went down with injury in the 2023 season. I'd love Douglas to return there. I still think the Patriots should invest in a rookie wide receiver, whether it be in round 2 at pick 34 or in round 3 at pick 68. I think the Patriots still take a wide receiver in day 2 of the NFL draft to pair up with the other 3, and then pick your poison, whether it be Tyquan Thornton or Juju Smith-Schuster as that 5th guy. They are expected to trade Devontae Parker sometime in the offseason. Maybe Juju stays on the roster. It's not Thornton or Juju at wide receiver 5. And to me, this is a top wide receiver group in the NFL. No longer bottom 5, bottom 10 in the NFL. I think it's top half. And Calvin Ridley brings that X factor. And as long as the Patriots are able to get a good value out of that day 2 wide receiver pick, whether it be in the 2nd or 3rd round, that will start to jumpstart this wide receiver group. You'll have young talent and Douglas and that day 2 wide receiver. You also have veteran guys who can get the job done in Calvin Ridley and Kendrick Bourne, a really good blend for a young quarterback. Speaking of that quarterback position, well, it seems like the Patriots are going to continue to look after that veteran quarterback market as we head to free agency opening up. Daniel Jeremiah said at the NFL Scouting Combine, this was the expectation from New England, from others in the league. Sign a quarterback in the 8-10 mil range. Brissett's name came up a bunch here. And stick and pick a quarterback with the 3rd overall pick, whether it be Drake May, Jaden Daniels, whoever the Commanders pass on. Seeing a lot of buzz with J.J. McCarthy. You know I'll stay away from him. I'll take Drake or Jaden Daniels over J.J. But keep your eye out for Jacoby Brissett. We've relayed this message a ton on the show for you guys. But as Monday morning is here and free agency is just 3 or 4 hours away from getting started, I am very willing to place a sizable wager on the New England Patriots signing Jacoby Brissett, and I'd be willing to bet that it's a 2-year, $19 million deal that gives Brissett $9.5 million per season. If you might think this is a little high for a backup quarterback, well, he is one of the best in the league, and backup quarterbacks are a premium now in today's NFL with injuries happening all the time. Brissett coming to New England feels like it's heading that way, so keep your eye out on that. And make sure you are subscribed because, well, when Brissett does sign back in Foxborough to join this organization, we will have a breaking news video for you. We had the news on a core for Hunter Henry, the Mac Jones trade. What else do we have to show you for you guys to join the channel? We will cover every single piece of Patriots news and rumors for the rest of eternity.